Hi everybody, welcome to a live with Children here at TIDES Europe in Brussels. It's day 2 of the event. I'm delighted to be joined by Michael Keenan, who is the project manager and lead for the TIDES portfolio at Informa Connect. So first of all, lovely to meet you, Michael. How are you?
Great. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, enjoying Brussels and the show. So Michael, before we start talking about TIDES Europe specifically and how the event's gone, I thought as I've got you here to find out a bit more about what's it been like organising a hybrid event since the pandemic.
Great question. As anyone in the event industry knows, there's been a lot of transition over the last 18 months. We started moving everything to virtual, transitioned to hybrid, and now we're running some of our first hybrid events. This is actually the second one we've run. A lot of learning curve, a lot of new technology, but it's great. A lot of the speakers and exhibitors are really adapting well, learning new things. Some remote presentations happening as well inside the rooms, but it's going off without a hitch right now.
Brilliant. Now, for those people who couldn't make it to TIDES, what are some of the key topics and areas that you've been covering this week?
Yeah, well, TIDES is about the discovery, development, manufacturing of oligonucleotide drugs, peptide drugs, and probably something that a lot of your audience is very familiar with, mRNA therapeutics and vaccines, because of the recent, sort of COVID mRNA vaccines. So it really brings together the discovery, development scientists, the manufacturing scientists, and kind of like woven all around it is the whole concept of how do we deliver these large drugs. So it's a pretty exciting meeting where these disciplines come together, talking about from discovery to clinic to manufacturing, speed, efficiency, and how to get drugs to market quickly. Pretty excited about a lot of the things that are being talked about here. BioNTech, a lot of your listeners probably are very familiar with them as one of the vaccine manufacturers of the first approved COVID vaccine with Pfizer. And we've got their head of manufacturing here talking about their process and how they got that to market so quickly. Vaccine development takes up to 12 years typically, and to get an mRNA vaccine for COVID treatment within 12 months, less than 12 months when they started dosing patients, it's incredible. So there's a lot of energy here, a lot of excitement. So those are some of the things that we're talking about this week.
Fantastic. Well, so touching on that then, so you mentioned obviously BioNTech talking at the event. What other highlights have you seen yesterday, which was day 1 obviously, and we can expect to see for the rest of day 2? Obviously this is the morning of day 2, so what else can we expect to see?
Sure. Well, yesterday we had a great keynote session focusing on some of the big picture things, regulatory issues, especially for new drugs like oligonucleotides, mRNA therapeutics. It's sort of an unknown black box. So hearing from a regulatory person, Renee Thurmer, representing the German regulatory body, talking about oligonucleotides and peptides and what the expectations are, that's something that a lot of attendees here are very interested in because it's a very regulated industry. Beyond that, we had a keynote speaker from Novo Nordisk yesterday. As happens with many industries that start to grow exponentially like the oligonucleotide field has and the mRNA field, once big pharma starts entering the field, that sort of validates the industry. So there's a lot of big pharma have been entering the oligonucleotide market because a lot of oligonucleotide drugs have started becoming approved. They're entering the mRNA market, and so our speaker yesterday from Novo Nordisk was talking about some partnerships that they've developed and trying to get their foothold in the industry. This is an industry that really was started by small biotech, and it took years and years of development in order to get the drugs to market. And I think there's only been 3, 4, maybe 5 oligonucleotide drugs approved, but now that they are, that whole therapeutic modality has been validated now, and so everyone's jumping in. Lots of excitement, lots of new companies starting up, big pharma, lots of investment happening. So it's a really very exciting area. And I think this week, to answer your follow-on question, we're going to be hearing more about that, more about the science, the exciting innovation, technology that's emerging in these fields. We're going to be hearing a lot about the integrated disciplines, oligonucleotides and peptides and mRNA. They're all being kind of conjugated together to create new molecules. And so that's, sort of different industries learning from each other, and that's what we are at TIDES. We bring together the oligo field, the peptide field, the mRNA field, and again, like I said, drug delivery all around it. And so it's a real cross-fertilization of ideas and information and new science
Brilliant.
And I think we're going to be hearing a lot more about that this week.
Well, that's brilliant. And obviously people watching this now, if they're not attending, their first thought will be, well, that sounds really exciting.
Yep.
How can I get hold of that information, and can I still access that information even if I haven't attended the event this week? Yeah,
that's one of the beauties of kind of the virtual, hybrid event model that we've been developing. The keynote speakers yesterday were live streamed actually, so for attendees who were here in person, they were listening to them. The virtual audience was listening to them simultaneously live as well. Those presentations have now been placed on demand, so anyone who couldn't hit the sessions live are able to go in today, 24 hours later, watch those presentations. And all the rest of the sessions this week have also been recorded with the audio, video, PowerPoint slides. So as a virtual attendee, you can basically sit on your couch and click play on any of the presentations that you missed. The other advantage of hybrid that's very interesting that we've learned and was kind of an added benefit, for the attendees that are here in person, we have 3 tracks happening at the same time, and typically you can only attend one. So they've started to realize that, oh wow, now I'm going to get triple the content because I'm going to go home and I'm going to watch all the other tracks virtually on demand. So, a lot of new things happening here, and it's going very well. We're very excited about it, and that's basically how virtual people will be able to listen to the talks.
So one question then is that if you haven't registered for the event already as a virtual attendee, will you be able to access that information afterwards by sort of subscribing to the information post-event?
Yeah, absolutely. You have a new product that we're launching called Streamly, which is basically making a lot of the video presentations from the conferences available. And you can purchase a subscription to the content for not just this meeting, but a number of meetings in the portfolio. So absolutely, we've got a lot of new things emerging as well to make this content and have this great content live on after the conference.
It's all exciting stuff. So I can see behind you the boards for next year's event.
Yes.
So here's your chance to give a quick plug for next year's events, and also in general how the Tides portfolio is developing for 2022.
Right. I'm super excited about the portfolio of Tides for 2022. The next event that we have coming up after this one is our flagship event. I forget which side it's on, Tides Boston, coming up May 9 to 12. And I'm going to give your listeners a little news flash here. Just confirmed the keynote speakers for that meeting. We have the CEO of BioNTech coming over from Germany, Ugur Sahin, to give a keynote presentation at that event. In addition to that, we have the CEO of Moderna, which was the second approved COVID vaccine as a keynote, as well as the CEO of Ionis, which is one of the top oligonucleotide companies in the field. So we've got 3 unbelievable keynotes scheduled for Boston, working on the agenda right now. A lot of exciting new content coming out there. And then of course we'll be back in Europe next November in Vienna with Tides Europe, and just the content will continue, and the technology revolution will continue unfolding, and so lots of more exciting science to come.
Brilliant. And where can people actually get information about all these events if they want to sort of find out more and sort of register?
Right. I would say that the best place to go is to www.informa.com website or www.tides.com website, and just check out all the content that we have available, all the different meetings, and contact you, and we'll send you some information you can send along to your listeners.
Delighted. Well, look, Michael, good luck with the rest of the event. I know it's always stressful when you're at an event and making sure the speakers have turned up.
Yep,
and
this is true.
Presentations are working well, and the audio is fine, and all the other stuff. So good luck with that. I hope it all goes well.
Thank you so much.
It's lovely to see you. There you go, viewers. So if you'd like to know more about Tides portfolio in general and what's happening next year, check out the Tides website. Contact Michael on LinkedIn. I'm sure he's on LinkedIn as well if you want more information. Message me as well. I'll be putting out my latest events list, which will have the links to the Tides events on there as well. And so, as always, good luck, Mike. Have a safe journey home back to the States.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching, viewers. Until next time, as always, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.